welcome Mohammed Zawad. So Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
Motivate, evaluate to motivate. What is a great phrase? But before we dive in my presentation, let's have a mutual understanding about evaluate, about motivate. Motivate is came from the Latin root, meaning movers. So we have to evaluate to move people forward. And that triggered me a story about my first evaluation. It was on July 1st, 2009. I just delivered my icebreaker speech, and I attended 2 club contests, 2 area contests, 2 division contests, and a DTACT. And I spoke with 3 world champions, and I listened to their keynote speeches. So I said, why I have to wait? I should just get out from my cocoon. I should not wait to that excitement, to that, learning more. So I decided just to go to the Toastmaster and just accept that role as an evaluator. I went to one of the nearest Toastmaster, and I found the Toastmaster of the day struggling to follow an agenda. I said, I want to be an evaluator. He said, okay, go and talk to the speaker, get some information from him. And I went to the speaker and I get some information from him. And he said to me this, but I want to have a good evaluation. Can you do that? I said, yes, of course. What do you think? I can give you evaluation better than Majid Shahri. So I just, the Toastmaster of the day called me and I stand like a lion. Let me be honest, I was like this shivering. I say the objective of the icebreaker is to speak before an audience and to speak from 4 to 6 minutes. Then we give him the biggest round of applause, and he just took the stage and he just spoke for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I was scared. I don't know what shall I told him. I waited to the break times and I take the speaker and we went to the Toastmaster of the day. I said, what shall I do for him? He only speak for 1 minute and 30 seconds. He's not qualified. Shall I ask him to repeat the speech? And the Toastmaster of the day said, yes, tell him repeat the speech. They called me, the general evaluator called me, and I just stand on the stage. And I told him, you should just use the stage. And you just can go also to the YouTube, and you find a lot of icebreakers that you can just find some ideas, and so you can deliver. And you have to repeat the speech. After the meeting, I sent him a useful link where he can find a lot of speeches. And 6 months later, I saw that guy again, and he did not deliver any speech. And I offered for him a help, and he did not again deliver any speeches. I saw him in the lunch break today, and I offered him again a help. I said, just send me any 3 lines, and I will help you to deliver your first speech or second speech, whatever. So the purpose that I'm telling this story that I consider myself as a barrier to someone. I supposed to push someone forward, and I keeps like a barrier for them, like a block, like a bad experience. So when we evaluate, we have to motivate. So this side, I want when we evaluate, we have to motivate. When we evaluate, we have to motivate. So let's dive to our presentation. So the first speech in evaluating benefit, provide immediate feedback. You don't need to be an evaluator to provide an immediate feedback. For example, Nasser Al-Faraj, he delivered a speech and he was evaluated by someone. You can, as a Toastmaster, find, for example, you say, I found this also, this is a great area for you. This is something your evaluator he did not say. Or maybe that he did something not appropriate. So he's new to the Toastmaster. So you can also tell him, advise him, don't do this again. This is not appropriate. Again, offering a method for improvement. Last week, Hadil Reyes delivered a fantastic speech. So one of the method for improvement, we can tell her that practice more than 20 times to kill the nervousness. You will be confident speaking in front of any audience. Building and maintaining self-esteem. Every time that we are evaluating someone, we have to keep the self-esteem. We have to make sure that he is developing steps by steps until he just reaches his goals or her goals. Okay. Talk and listen approach. Exactly this is what we are doing here. When a speaker, he just speaks, and an evaluator, he just takes the note about his opinion about his speech, and then he just gives it to him. Evaluate speaker versus listening. So only the role of the speaker, only he should listen. He should not argue with the speaker. This will save times for the class so we can maintain to our times meetings. Allow the speaker to focus also. And a new member should not evaluate. I think a new member, if he just deliver 1 or 2 speeches, he should not start evaluation. I believe this will become a mature if he will just deliver 6 speeches, so at least he will know the basic of public speaking, so he can start and evaluate. Okay, what to do before taking an evaluation roles? Before you take an evaluation roles, go and read the entire speech, not only the objectives, go and read everything in that speech. Minimum twice, because in the Toastmaster manual, you will find that a lot of instruction, a lot of example that illustrate how this speech should be conducted. So this is also will give you a lot of things, a lot of hints that you can tell the speakers. And it also shows that if the speaker really follow the manual, or he will just bring someone from some idea from his mind and deliver a speech and give the credit. Also contact with the speaker. Ask him, what do you want me to focus on? What's your goal? Review the best evaluation. Go to the best evaluation. See if he has some weakness in body language. Did he really improve or not? Or vocal variety. Okay, during the speech, you should show the enthusiasm while the speaker delivering his speech. Because this will give him that you are really interested about his speech. So he will just become relaxed, and will engage more with you. Put your position in the speaker. If you are a speaker and deliver your speech in front of this audience, so what do you want? What do you want the evaluator telling you in front of this audience? So this is one of the things that you have to do. Listening closely. Always take a note. Start just to take a note from the minute the speaker speaking. Just put some notes. Okay, how to evaluate effectively? Choosing your word carefully. And I remember, and I believe, at the time that I told that speaker just to repeat his speech, it happened here in this club also. The evaluator told Jamal Samad, one of our fellow Toastmaster, to repeat the speech, but Jamal, he came and continued delivering speeches. And the purpose of that, because the evaluator, he was an experienced and he chose the right word to tell him how that he's supposed to repeat the speech. So don't say, for example, you don't have a sense of humor. Or you don't say, Muhammad, you should not say this. I think this is not appropriate to say that. Or you, for example, you said, Nashid, you failed to win a humorous speech contest. This is something that's not nice.
It's not nice.
So start with something. I believe, Nashid, that you are a talented speaker.
Nice.
My reaction when I saw your presentation is really that I saw a motivational speaker delivering his speech. Or I suggest that you have to add a metaphor in your speech to make it more vivid. Okay, always try to use this mantra. Keep the evaluation mantra. What I saw Nashid was around in the stage, dominating his territory, but don't use it at home. What I heard, was a piece of poetry, that really show a discipline and dedication, and from you that you write and rewrite your speech. And what I felt, Naveen, that you deliver a fantastic speech, that you should speak outside these boundaries with that speech that human lives in. Evaluate the speech, not the speaker. Don't say this is Nadir al-Qasim and he is a DTM or whatever. When he delivered his Fattoush speech, did he really meet the objectives or not? Take this out the titles. When he just delivered, did he really prepare for the objective or not? This is will help and encourage the speaker. Ask for the speaker goals, what he really needs. Did he really are seeking for the certificate or he is really want to improve? I had a story with someone. I give him an evaluation. He just delivered 9 speeches continuously. After the meeting, I asked him, are you really more concerned about getting the certificate or you want people who will remember your stories for years? And he said, no, I want people to remember my story for years. And he just promised me, you will find me a difference. And then the list. Evaluate what the speaker does, as what we mentioned with Nadir. If he just made the speech, don't account on his previous accomplishment. Promote self-esteem. Encourage the speaker to participate again. We always witness here some of the table topic speakers, they come and they become blind, they cannot say any single word. So even if they will come with this, encourage them. This is all of us, we did this when we joined. All the famous speakers in the entire world, they came, they could not say anything. But because they just continue, they become a very famous speaker. Always end positively. I believe people, they could not end positively in their speeches for one reason, because they are too many buoyant and they run out of time and they just want to wrap it up without ending positively. Avoid being
disingenuous.
Whatever, this is the word. Honest evaluation. We always, heard sometimes a lot of people, they just flatter, and we found people, they just go to advanced manual and they don't have the basic skills. So I believe after speech number 6, we have to give some little bit, strong, but motivation evaluation. Point of area of improvement. For example, if someone, he did not use the stage, show him how he can use the stage. Closing. Connect to your opening statement. So when you open it positively, try to make a loop. Make it a body, introduction, and conclusion. Summarize your key point. You said, Walid, you did a fantastic body language, you have a strong vocal variety, and my recommendation that to smile more. Okay, encourage audience to apply the lessons. If you run out of things that you don't know what to tell the story, what to tell the speaker, tell him that you deliver a fantastic speech about cholesterol or whatever. Encourage people to use what the speaker said. Okay, this is, for example, if you have too many areas of improvement or too many area of weaknesses. If you have too many, just select the best 2 that really will take the speaker to a higher level. Don't tell them too many things. Take the best 2. Or we have a quiz right now. Our objectives as an evaluator to
motivate to evaluate.
If the speaker is more advanced than I am, I still can. All what I have to do for you, if I will evaluate Nadir, I am, for example, a CC, I will just ask him to give me his manual in advance. I will read it 3 times. Then I will call him again. Then I can evaluate. I don't need to provide immediate feedback. I don't need to be an evaluator. Even you as an audience, as a member or whatever, if you find something that really will help the speaker, just say it. If you find too many areas of strength or improvement, then select
the best one.
the most important three, which is 2 for improvement, 1 for. In your evaluation, if you run out of area of strength, encourage your audience to apply the lesson. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Muhammad, for a great workshop. And before we take another dose of education, we will take another dose of fun.